If you have a connected device while you're listening to this, turn it off for a second because I might set her off. Hey Siri, Alexa, play We Are the Champions, baby. Let's go. My Siri just went off. Sorry. Here we go. Let's go, baby. My connected device did go off when I was doing that intro. But we're good to go, everybody. We are good to go. All right, let's crack her open. Ah, yes, indeed.
That's nice. I'm happy for you.
Cheers to the college football national champion, Indiana Hoosiers, everybody.
That can't be real. That can't be real. That happens in a video game. That doesn't happen in real life.
The losingest team in the history of college football has won a national championship, and Kurt Cignatty has turned the team around and into national champions in 2 seasons, which is crazy. One of the greatest sports stories, at least in this century, in the last 25 years, for sure, if not ever. Congratulations. What a game it was. I was impressed and quite surprised with the turnout of the Hoosiers at Hard Rock Stadium, the home stadium for Miami. And that stadium looked like it was like
surprised in like a bad way. Like we could have
surprised. No, surprised in a good way.
We underperformed a little bit. Maybe I feel like, and maybe that was just because of the turnouts at the Peach Bowl and the Rose Bowl, where it was like 70-30 Indiana fans. I was hoping for more of that, but I'll give it strongly like a somewhere between 60 and 65%. Like we had them outnumbered, but it wasn't as drastic as the other two.
It looked a lot more on TV, I'll tell you that. Anytime they would take like a wide view of the stadium, it looked like almost exclusively red in about 90% of the stadium, and then it was just that one particular portion where it was orange.
So, and I do think that helped them being orange instead of like being white or something, because if it was all red and white, it would have looked like an exclusively home crowd. So it was smart on them to say wear orange, because orange is close enough to red where it kind of blends in a little bit, but it makes you stand out more. But it was crazy.
And you are wearing
there.
Yeah,
everywhere
you are
looked,
wearing
it
merch.
was red.
You were wearing merch.
I am wearing merch. Let me see if I can show it off here.
National Championship Miami. Look at that.
So I thought this was a long sleeve shirt up until the moment I was asked which item I would like to buy off of the merch truck, and then quickly realized it was a crew neck hoodie, which like fine, crew neck sweatshirt. So it's got a very nice fleece lining on the inside, which is great for here right now, where I think we're projected to get a foot of snow in the next 3 days. I don't know what we're gonna do with that. That's a later problem, but I wasn't gonna buy anything because everything was, expensive, like as it is. It's the national championship game. You're gonna pay a lot for merch, and I really wanted to wait to see if we would win and buy the stuff that says national champions on it versus like national championship. But I got to the front and I was waiting with the person who actually got me the ticket to that game, and he was waiting in line to buy things, like a couple of things for friends and family and just whatever else. I wasn't going to strand him, so I waited in line and got to the front. I was like, okay, I bet you they're not even going to have it in my size, because they had already started taking things down off the walls that they were sold out of, or whatever it was. It was probably 5:30 p.m. at that point in time, and the game kicks off at 7:30, so people have been in line for that stuff all dang day. And I was like, they're not even gonna have my size. And I get up there, I'm like, do you have this in a small? And the lady working, she's like, yeah, we do. I'm like, fine, give me one of those. But I called my parents. I texted a picture to my mom. I'm like, do you want anything? Like, let me know. Like, I'm standing in line already. And she's like, is all this stuff online? I'm like, yeah, probably. She's like, I'll just look online. and then we all panic bought the t-shirts after the game ended. So I think we're all getting the same shirt, just separate occasions. Like it was the funniest thing. As soon as that QR code hit the screen about like buying merch, I had my credit card number in. It was like it was an instant reaction. I was like, yeah, give me one of those. Those are sick. So there's more coming, but
Did you have to wait in line?
incredible.
Did you have to wait in an hour queue like you did for the
No,
Max Championship merch?
no, there was no queue. It was just there were multiple websites selling it. It was like, when you win the Super Bowl and the merch goes
Yeah.
online immediately as soon as they
Yeah.
show the commercial
Yeah.
on TV. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like that, and there were a couple of different websites selling it, and so we'll see. They were selling it at the airport as soon as we got home on Tuesday.
Yeah.
There was a whole thing set up that they were selling the championship merch when we went out on Sunday, and they were selling the champions merch when we got back on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And people were buying the crap out of it. Like as soon as
Yeah.
they landed, they're like, "Yeah, give me one of those."
Right. Right. All right. Well, that was the quick version recap. But tell me everything, because you and I didn't really talk about it via text, because I think we wanted to save it for the show. So you have to tell me, because I live vicariously through you in these situations. Because I was stuck at home watching on my laptop because I don't have ESPN, so I was watching on my laptop via a 2-minute delay in like 480p, because the stream I was watching was like the worst stream of all time. So I literally could not tell what was happening most of the time. So I had to live vicariously through you while we were kind of texting during the game, during the big moments. So
Yeah.
tell me everything. We have an hour.
Yeah, right. It might have how much time do you have? We have an hour. So, well, at this point we have 54 minutes, bordering on 53. Okay. So, we flew out. So, okay, I'll start at the beginning. I wasn't gonna go. I wasn't gonna go to this because it's expensive to go to the national championship game, and it's a football game, right? Like I love our university and all of our sports, and it would have been awesome to go to the national championship game, but I didn't get tickets because I'm like, it's gonna be expensive. And I can't afford to, like, you start running the numbers in your head. You're like, okay, so ticket, hotel, flights, food and drink, merch that's probably going to happen. Like, you have to just, fuel costs. Like, you're like Uber. You're just trying to factor in all these things. And in my head, it's like a $1,500 trip, right? And I'm like, that, I can't. I can't. I love our football team. This would be awesome. I can't. So I had not planned it to go. I was making other plans with other people to be on Kirkwood when this went down, which I'm sure you saw some of those videos of people on roofs and light poles and things on Kirkwood. So I would have been out there in the, -10 wind chill or whatever it was. Maybe it was 10 at that point in time. But, and then I got a text on Monday at 11 a.m. that was from one of our other staff members. It was like, I know this is super last minute, but I have an extra ticket because the person I was planning on bringing can't go. Like, do you want it? And I was like, how soon do you need to know? Because I got to think this over before I commit to dropping $1,000 on this plan. And he's like, I have one other person that's like maybe interested, so just kind of let me know. And I was leaving work that day, and I texted him at like 11:10, right? I thought about it for like 10 or 15 minutes. I texted him. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I've just looked at all the prices, and unless I magically win the lottery, like, I'm not going to be able to front this. And I get home and I start kind of looking through things, and I was texting the other person that we were going with. I'm like, what are your travel plans? Like, what's the deal? And I texted my mom at the same time. I'm like, I gave her the plan. I was like, this is a stupid thing to spend like $1,000 on, right? And I'm getting this information at the time, and here's where they're flying. And I found out through that they were planning on staying with one of our other staff members' families, which was not close. It was like 2.5 hours away near Fort Myers. So it was going to be a drive like to and from there, but it was going to be free. And that was like, okay, so we took a major chunk out there. And my mom was texting me back at that point, and she's like, find out how much the ticket is. So I text the guy back. I'm like, how much is this ticket? He's like, how about a couple of meals while we're down there? I'm like, oh God. So now we're removing obstacles. And I was texting you at this point in time, and I'm like, the universe is manifesting that I'm going to go to this game right now, because we're just getting all these roadblocks removed. And I had their travel plans, so I went on there and I put all that in and did my little travel agent thing and looked up the flights, and it was going to be like $700. And I get on the phone with my mom at that point in time. I'm like, stop me from buying a $700 plane ticket. She's like, you should go. Like, we'll help you if you need it. Like, you should go. And at that point in time, I texted him back. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll take it. Like, I think I magically won the lottery. Like, let's just go. Let's make this happen. And the ticket was still there and everything worked out. And it was the craziest experience to go from no tickets at 10:30 a.m. on Monday before the national championship game to tickets, place to stay, friends to go with, flight booked at noon. And just the whole ride happened in like an hour and a half. And yeah, we left Sunday. Our flight somehow was like from the night before. It was sitting there. It was ready to go. That was going to be the first flight out in the morning. We were going to be connecting, and we get a notification at, 5 a.m. when you're awake. Like, we're planning to leave my house at 6. I wake up at like 5 a.m. Because everybody's going to come over to mine, and we're going to park, and I'm going to drive us to the airport. Because I'm the last member of the travel party, and I feel like I owe that to them then to, join the thing. I'm like, I'll do my job. I'll drive us there. And we get a notification at 5 a.m. that our flight is delayed enough that we are going to miss our connection. So whatever happened when they went to, do you start up a plane? I don't know. They started the plane in the morning and something was wrong with it. So it wasn't going to be able to make it. So we're rebooking flights at 5:30 in the morning. One of our other ATs and I are rebooking our whole reservation at 5:30 in the morning. And it's fine. We could go out at, a little bit later that morning and go through Washington, D.C. Instead, we were going to go to Dallas the first time. And then we were going to land at like 5 in the evening in Florida versus like 3 in the evening in Florida. And we were going to go to Fort Myers. So it was going to be close to where we were staying, but it was also going to get us the heck out of town the day after, just in case the airport near Miami and Fort Lauderdale was crazy. And we get to the airport and we're chilling. We get through security. We're having breakfast. We're just hanging out. And we go to get to the gate to like board our flight. And I go to sit down and they're like, what gate are you going to? This isn't our gate. I'm like, this is my gate. And they're like, oh my God, this isn't our gate. So we ended up on 2 different flights to Washington, D.C., leaving within an hour of one another.
Yeah.
But I was not with them. So they went first, and I was sitting there at my gate, which happened to be next to our original flight, which was still delayed at that point in time. But they got on the intercom for that flight and were like, yeah, something is really wrong. Like, this thing's not getting off the ground today. So they were rebooking everybody at that point. So it was a good thing we jumped ship because we almost waited and like took the same flight out, but then a later one out of Dallas or just, whatever it had been. But it's a good thing we ended up jumping that plane specifically because it was broken. So the whole thing, it's fine. We land in Washington. We meet each other. We get some food. We get over there. And it was really awesome of her sister and her husband to let us stay with them and crash. And we were able to watch the football game that night. So we saw all of Rams Bears, and we went to Publix, which is an experience. If you've never been to Florida and been to a Publix, it's like a giant grocery store. That was fun. And then, we kicked around a little bit on Monday morning, the day of the game, and then drove down there and got there probably around like 2 o'clock, I want to say, for the 7:30 kickoff. And we were wandering around trying to find one of our other staff members who's there were a handful of IU sports med staff that were there that we were trying to find for a tailgate, and no one was responding. So we were just kind of like walking around, like hoping we would bump into somebody. And we did get a location from one of them. And we went over there to go try and find them. And at that point they were going inside. So we never ended up finding anybody. Yeah. But we went through and there were at least 5 security checks because of some VIPs that were coming to the game, and just it's the national championship game. There's a lot of security. So we were checked a lot in a lot of different ways. But one thing I have never personally experienced, and I've been to a lot of concerts and a lot of sporting events and whatever, it was clear bag policy. It was fine. But the guy physically opened my bag, took my wallet out, and looked inside my wallet. I was like, what are you hoping to find in there? Change for the meter? Like, do I look like I have cash?
Are you looking for $20?
Right. I'm like, do I look like I carry cash? Like, if you're looking for hundreds, go check the Miami fans. The Indiana fans have no cash on them because we spent it all trying to get here. So anyway, guy looked in my wallet, which was crazy. But anyway, we had to scan our tickets a bunch of times. We get inside, and they have this really awesome tailgate set up in there that have all kinds of vendors and food and merch and like games you can play and activations and all that good stuff. So if you could go get free Gatorade and Dr. Pepper, and Taco Bell had like food and drinks in their student section thing and whatever.
That's
it was.
probably side note. If I was going to a game, I love Taco Bell. Don't get me wrong, but it's probably not my choice of food. Continue.
Sure. No, I agree with you. But like,
if you catch my drift, if you know what I mean.
It was like a food truck. Like, is it gonna hurt you any more than the $1 hot? It was not $1, but the hot dog and the cheapest hot dog inside the stadium. Like, who knows? It might be the same. Anyway, yeah. So we were out there, and
we are pro chicken tendies on this podcast.
We are. A chicken tender has almost never hurt me.
Yeah.
There have been some that have bbeen better and some that have been worse, but I can't really recall an instance where it has waged gastrointestinal warfare upon me. But anyway, we're there and we're having a good time, and the whole thing is just like such a fever dream, because a lot of it you just can't really believe that, like, one, this is the last game, and two, you're there at this game with the biggest stakes our university has ever seen. And we're waiting in line to buy merch. I see this Miami kid who's like, wait, so I'm gonna derail it, but so the merch truck that we went to it was like a big truck, the same kind they have for concerts, but they were putting like the Indiana merch on the left side and some of the standard national championship merch, and then the Miami merch and some of the like kids merch on the right side of the truck. And as it was structured like that, people kind of split up. So like all the IU fans were on the IU side of the truck and the Miami fans were on the Miami side of the truck. But the lines were so jumbled that like there were only 4 kiosks, but there were about 6 lines trying to go to 4 kiosks on our side, because everything was merging and being stupid, and there weren't like ropes. So the Miami side was moving faster, and I'm like, there's nothing that says that I can't buy a t-shirt over here, so like screw it, I'm gonna go stand in the Miami line. So I was over there, and it was moving a little bit faster, and then it stopped, and my friend was over on our side, and he was moving a little bit and then stopped, but we were stuck there for probably 45 minutes waiting in line to buy a dang t-shirt. Like, we had enough time. It was what it was, but I was slowly losing my will to live and my will to buy anything. So I was like, I don't need a damn hoodie. So I see this kid standing next to me, and he's head to toe in Miami drip. Like, he had the hat, he had these like orange pit vipers, he had the kid was probably, I don't know, 13, and had like the chain, the fake chain that like had the U on it, and he had everything orange. He had these white like wide receiver gloves, and he had like a football, and he was just like hanging out, and I'm like, I don't know who he belongs to. He's not like with a parent or something, but like and I just look at this kid with his receiver gloves. I'm like, can you catch? He like nodded at me. I'm like, you want to throw? Like, I just got out of line and started playing catch with this random kid for like 15 minutes just because I could, like, free will. It was like, this is just, it's a gesture of goodwill and sportsmanship. And like, I don't know, we were on camera somewhere. Somebody had a video camera recording that interaction, but I'm like, I don't know this child. It is what it is. We were just playing catch, and I was like keeping an eye on where my friend was in his line, and then eventually he started to get close to the front, and we wrapped it. We gave each other high fives, we said good luck, and went our separate ways. And I jumped back in line with him, and then got to the front and did end up buying something because I had a good experience, and it revitalized my will to live. So we did that, and like the whole time we're waiting for this merch truck, maybe 1,000 feet, maybe 1,000 feet to our right is this concert stage, and Pitbull's playing, right? It's like, what? And so we finish buying our t-shirts. We just bop over there, like go through the line. We're like, excuse me. And we meet up with our other friend and her sister, and they were over there, and we were just watching Pitbull for free. It's like, what? Like, having the best time. We're like watching Pitbull. We're planning where we're going to go get a hot dog, like the whole thing. And we, go take some pictures and stuff like everybody's doing, and go get into the stadium, and we go to get food. And I'm like, none of us have gone to the bathroom for the billion hours that we've been in the car and been outside or whatever. I'm like, I got to stop and go to the bathroom. So we split off. I go inside, and I come out of the bathroom, and I hear, like, as I'm about to leave, I hear 3 people start screaming at me. And I'm like, what? Like, by name. And it is some of our other swimmers, our former
Yeah.
swimmers, and one of our staff members, and I just happened to run into them at that point in time. So that was fun too. Like we were seeing people that we knew that like work at IU that we didn't know where they were sitting or where they were going to be, but we eventually just like ran into a bunch of
Yeah,
them
right.
in different locations. Like we find each other. We got some food. It was great. It was a little bit of that system where they like, it's like a self-service. So it's just
Yeah.
places where they had multiple food items at once and you just go to the shelf and take what you want. We got
Thief!
to our seats.
Get her!
No, they make you pay for it, but it's like, whatever.
Those things are
We
always
get to
so
our
weird
seats
anytime I've ever done it.
because I feel like they're gonna not know what I bought or like charge
Yeah.
me for it. Like, is it
Yeah.
camera based? Is it a sensor? Like, I don't know. Anyway, we get to our seats and they're the upper deck, but like that stadium only has 300 level to the upper decks. Some places have like 600s or 400s or something like that. So every seat is a good seat, especially for a game like that. And we were all right. We were on one of the ends. We were on the Indiana end zone, like behind the band and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. They had some pregame like pomp and circumstance. We had a little flyover, the whole deal, and the game was great. The first half was stressful, but it went our way. Like it was 10-0. But I think that's what we expected, is that it was going to be more so like the IU Ohio State game rather
Yeah.
than either of the two previous bowl games that we had played. I mean, selfishly we were hoping it was going to be a blowout, but it
Right.
just wasn't. And then the second half got a little dicey at certain points in time, but there were also periods where like it was a great game. The script of the game was good, especially that we came out on the right end of it, but there were points in time where everyone was ecstatic. And at a game like that, you meet 20,000 new best friends that are all wearing red, and so you get to be friends with the people around you and in front of you and behind you, and you're all jumping up and down together and yelling together and whatever it is, and you start hugging total strangers at the end of the night. You're like, that's just how it's gonna go. But it was a really good time, and it was back and forth, and some of those plays where it was like you couldn't believe your eyes. The guy that was standing in front of us for the second half called the blocked kick probably a possession
Yeah.
before it happened. It was the last punt that he had, and he's like, "Oh my god!" It's like, it's so low. Like, we're gonna block one of those. We're gonna block one of those. And then when we got that blocked kick, everybody was pointing at him, and he was like, "I'm the man right now." Like I called it. And it was so much fun. And just when they missed the kick, and then we got that last minute touchdown, and obviously with the interception, it was something else. And just to be there and to see it happen live, you almost can't believe that that's what you're seeing. It doesn't feel completely real that your school just won a national title. And you see the image on the video board, and they have the trophy and they have the confetti and all of it, and everybody's singing and crying, and like there's a whole stadium of people singing Fernando at the top of their lungs, and it's like this is just the coolest place on planet Earth right now.
Yeah. Speaking from my experience, having been to a Super Bowl, however, I was there as media, so I was working and not there as a fan, which is a massively different experience.
Definitely.
But I felt like going to that Super Bowl, as I went to Super Bowl 53, which was the Rams and Patriots Super Bowl, and which was a terrible football game. But I felt like even like looking back on it now, and that was 2019, so that was 7 years ago now, which is crazy. But I felt like it just went by so fast. Like it's a 4-hour plus experience for a Super Bowl, and it just goes by so quickly. Like you're just like, because football live especially is a strange thing. It's so different from watching it at home, and I feel like you're there, and it just goes by so quickly. When you're
College
there in
football
the state,
is a little bit different because there's so many TV timeouts now, and like NFL
Yeah.
games are fat and they move faster than college football games now. But yeah, it feels like in certain moments time is moving so exceptionally slow, and then sometimes you'll blink and most of a quarter has gone by. And it like you don't want it to end because you're afraid of knowing how it ends if you come up on the wrong side of it, but then you're also like, if you're winning, you're praying for the clock to go faster.
Yeah.
There's some weird crossover between those things that like I've never seen so many people in one spot just hold their breath when we gave them the ball back up 6 with like damn near 2 minutes to go. We're like, we gave them too much time. We gave them too much time, and it worked out okay, but it was very scary.
I prefacing the whole thing, I texted you before the game, and when they were making the picks on College Game Day, and all the slapjacks all picked Miami, every single one of them. Marcus Freeman, and his like black eyeliner hairline picked Miami.
Like, spray on Carlos Boozer hairline.
Yeah. Nick Saban picked Miami because obviously his Alabama Crimson Tide got their shit kicked in just in the Rose Bowl. Other guy whose name I don't know, I don't remember his name, he picked Miami. And the only one who picked,
Yeah.
Heisman Trophy winner.
He's an SEC guy as well, even though I think he went to Michigan, but
all those won the Heisman Trophy with Michigan.
Sports media heads are all SEC shills.
Yeah,
Get your heart out, Paul Feinbaum. How you doing?
Yeah. Anyway, so the only one to pick IU was Pat McAfee. And he's been like the only one. Like I saw a video where it was like everybody else, like everybody picked Bama except for Pat. Everybody picked Oregon except for Pat. And so Pat was on the bandwagon from the start, and he was the only one to get it right. And like you and I were texting at the time, I was telling you that like all these idiots were picking Miami, and both of us were like, go freaking figure, man. No respect.
I don't like agreeing with Pat McAfee. Like he's just I don't love his whole show and his whole shtick. Like I don't know. He is fairly knowledgeable, and he's good for Indianapolis as far as like publicity for Indiana sports goes. He was a Colt. His wife is a Hoosier, and so he's loyal to us for sure. And he does know some things. I think generally his show is kind of irritating, and it may just be because it's on every single day of my life for like 3 hours, and I can't get away from it. But he's rocking with us. Pat likes the Hoosiers, and as much as I don't love to agree with him, he was right, and we were riding with him that day.
Yeah, so I text you. So all those slapjacks were wrong. Go figure. Shows you what they know, picking against the number 1 team in the country, for goodness sake. But anyway, I digress.
Right, I'm like, how are you using your eyes, or even the box score for any of the previous games that we've played this postseason, and picking against Indiana?
Yeah.
You saw what we did to Alabama, and what we did to Oregon, and what we did to other teams throughout the course of this season, and you're looking at that stuff and you're like, nah, they're not going to win.
Yeah.
You're not going to win. It's the tail end of a dream season with the best possible storybook Hollywood movie ending, and you're going to pick against us? Like, you're lost, pal. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just get on board. There's room for you.
There is the one ball guy who was also an SEC shill, whose name I don't know and don't. That ball guy,
Josh
but the
Pate.
other ball,
Josh
yeah,
Pate.
that ball guy who also was the same way and just was like hated IU the entire last month. I don't even know where this guy came from or know who he is. Never heard of him until a month ago. No idea. Shows up a month ago and he starts picking everybody but IU, and then I will give him credit. He did put on a clown nose and say mea culpa or I'm an idiot, but like
good.
During the game, there's 2 moments to talk about actually. One was the missed field goal in the doink, which I don't know if it sounded like this in the stadium, but on the TV broadcast, I don't know if you've seen the highlights or whatever. On the TV broadcast, this thing made like, you know that sound when you like perfectly line up a baseball and it just hits that sweet spot in the crack of the bat?
Yeah, on one of those like metal BB core bats that like kids use. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it sounded like on the TV broadcast, and I thought it was so funny
it didn't sound well. I want to say it didn't sound anything like that inside the stadium, but as soon as we saw it hit the upright, it was
Yeah.
so loud in there that I'm not sure I would have known what it sounded
Yeah,
like. But
exactly.
I think it's because they have those dang microphones
Yeah.
inside the uprights,
Yeah.
and so everything sounds like an explosion if you hit it hard
Hmm.
enough. I love those. I feel bad for the kickers, I will acknowledge, and like
Yeah.
we hit an upright and it still went in, like thank
Hmm.
goodness. But the sound that it makes if it drills one of those upright mics is so funny.
Yeah. But I thought it was so funny that your dad and myself both texted doink in all caps at the same exact time.
At the same time, yeah. I was trying to stay off my phone because I was like, I know I'm going to need this battery to, get
Yeah.
me all the way through the game and all the way back home. And possibly, like, we had packed our bags. We had the bags in the car. We were prepared to go straight to the airport for a 7 a.m. flight after this
Yeah.
game, like, depending on
Yeah.
how things went. And we nearly did. We got 45 minutes of sleep on
Real.
Tuesday morning, it would have been. We got back at like 3:30 and we were trying to leave at 5 for the airport, and we still had to wake some people up. We still had to wake up my friend that got me the tickets. He was out. He was dead to the world. We had to start banging on his door. We're like, we're leaving. Come on. But yeah, I mean, by the time you like get in the bathroom and brush your teeth and stuff, it's 4 a.m. and you got to leave at 5. You're like, should I
Yeah.
just sleep in what I have on? You're like, no, I need to change my socks. Like it'll wake me up. And yeah, we had our stuff in the car if it came to that. We almost had to
Right.
use it.
Yeah. Yeah. I was surprised because I somehow spectacularly fell asleep early on Monday night. And so I woke up to a text from you that read that you had sent me at 1 o'clock in the morning. And you were probably like, is Richie okay? Because he hasn't responded to this yet. I was like,
I figured you might because you're nocturnal, but I also figured that there was a chance that you wouldn't if you had actually managed to fall asleep, unlike the rest of us that were just like adrenaline powered.
yeah.
Yeah, we were leaving the stadium. We were so good for like probably an hour of it. Like we were rocking. We stopped at Wawa because it was like the only thing that was open that had like bathrooms, and we needed Gatorades and water because we were severely dehydrated because nobody was trying to go pee during the game. We're like, we need to put this back. And we were rocking it. It was like the windows were down. We were yelling on the freeway, and we were so good for like an hour. And then after that hour, it was over.
crash.
It was done. It was dead silent. And our poor driver was like, she was probably just trying to hang on for dear life because it's easy to drive if everyone else is talking because you have something else to focus on. But if you're tired and the rest of the car is quiet or asleep, it's a disaster because
Yeah.
you feel like you're gonna bite it. It's like, oh no. But we made it. It was all right.
We made it. Well, I like I said, I was living vicariously the entire time for you, so I'm so glad that you got a chance to go and you decided to go, and now you will have the memory for the rest of your life that you got to go, and hopefully it is not the only championship for IU, and they continue to their success under Kurt Cignatty. There's one other.
He's already getting a statue, so like we might as well just keep a little more room on the plaque.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of statues, are they going to build a statue of Fernando diving into the end zone on the game? What was the game-winning touchdown?
Yeah. I mean, hell, I would use that one. I don't know if they will. They'll almost assuredly there will be things in this. I mean, we're probably going to get a new stadium for God's sake. Like there will be rooms and suites and fields and all manner of things named after players and coaches from this team that just they will. That's how it's going to go. And yeah, we might need a new trophy case after this year. I don't know. Yeah. Build it. And everybody already knows what pose they're going to use for Coach Sig. So, like,
Yeah.
you might as well just get started now. Like, you know what you have to do. Just build it before he retires and
Right.
have it there for him. Yeah, what a run. It's insane. It's insane to be a part of it, and just, yeah. That's all I have to say. I'm super broke right now until like the end of the month. Like until that
the
paycheck
tape-
hits, like I can't buy anything. But
Tate Fund is over.
Yeah, Tate Fund kind of got depleted for that. So we'll start putting it back, but it's going to be slow. But I don't think she's touring this year unless she randomly shows up at that Toronto. I don't think she will, but
Yeah.
I don't think she's touring this year. So we're probably safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably.
Save up the money for SDCC.
Risk. I know. I'm like, we're good on that. Like that expense is months down the line. I will have it built back before then, but
and yeah, you gotta save up for that and for Mooner Tour, Mooner Trip, Mooner 4.
Mooner 4, yeah. Do you think they'll
Which
tour
is-
this year? I doubt it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
depends on when they're releasing the album, because if
The
they
album-
wait until the fall to release the album, then I doubt they'll tour in the middle of winter.
They will. They've done it. You can do a fall tour.
Yeah, but if it's like a spring summer release, fall tour makes sense. If it's
Yeah.
like fall release with a winter tour, that doesn't make sense.
Depends on where you're playing.
That's true. I don't know. They're big enough now. They could play somewhat larger venues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they'll definitely tour this year at some point.
Yeah. It'll be fine. If you give me like 6 months to save up for Tate Tour, we're good. I don't need 6 months, but that's the number of shows I want to go to. So
Yeah.
whatever amount of time I'm given to save for it is how many shows that we're going to end up going to. If I get a lot of time to save, I'm following it. Catch me there.
Do the old just rent a bus and drive town to town.
Sure. Yeah. Be fun. See some places you've never seen. We got to go down the cop slide.
Yes. That's on the bucket list for sure. That is on the bucket list for sure. All right, we can move on a little bit here. How much Red Bull did you consume on your...
Ooh. That's a loaded question. Yeah, I temporarily quit caffeine. It was making my brain feel weird. Like I don't know how to describe it other than that I was getting this weird like impending sense of doom sometimes when I would like have a cup of coffee, and maybe it was just because I had it on an empty stomach, but sometimes I didn't, and I also had a really weird feeling. I was like, maybe I should not drink caffeine for a minute until that normalizes. So I quit for like a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And I was feeling pretty good. I was like doing okay. And then, the Monday happened where I realized I was going to that game. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to sustain this. There's going to have to be Red Bull that goes into my body. So I had one sort of in the morning that day, like while we were kind of getting ready to leave. And then I had one once we were there to try and keep me awake from halftime forward. I did not have one the morning that we left, surprisingly, because I was trying to sleep on the plane, so I didn't do that. But I did get a coffee. Had an espresso at IHOP in the airport, which was like approximately 5 centimeters of coffee because it was just like a pulled espresso shot, like straight from the machine.
Yeah.
So I had one shot of espresso at the airport IHOP along with 4 slices of French toast and a combo. It was brilliant. And that was like our first proper meal since dinner at the stadium the night before because we really didn't have anything. So we were loading up. And then I had a cup of coffee on the airplane, which airplane coffee is so bad. And I don't know why I get fooled into this every time of like thinking that it'll be digestible, but I get like halfway through the cup and then don't want any more. But you really can't give the flight attendant like a full cup of something to throw away because you don't want to just give them liquid to like put in the trash bag. I'm like, I can't be that guy. So you have to finish it. And it was no good, but it worked. Like I knew that I had to drive everyone home. So I had to at least be awake enough for the rest of that flight and for the hour to get us back home. And we survived it. And it was okay. And I had a little bit today. I had like a half a cup of coffee just to like fight it back because I knew if I went from 100 to 0 immediately, that it would be really bad for me. But I'm going to start again tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be fine.
Yeah.
I hope. Yeah. I don't know. Once I get one more good night of sleep and not like a grand total of 45 minutes, like it'll be fine.
We'll be back to normal. Be back to normal. And then you can go hunting for the return of the glorious Red Bull Iced Edition, which is back in stores this week. And is just as glorious as I remember it being. Welcome back, Red Bull Iced Edition.
So good. That one is so good. I got an email about that. You know how terrible that is? That like I have previously emailed Red Bull customer service and said like, when are you bringing this back? Where can I find it? And they were like, it's gone for the year. And then a year later, they emailed me and they're like, we remembered that you asked about this. I'm like, stop. Yeah. Guys, that's so sweet of you.
Clocked.
Red Bull has no idea who I am, but yeah, they got me. They clocked me on that one.
That's too funny.
I'm happy.
Anyway, the reason why I bring up Red Bull is because we teased this last week. We have a new livery for Red Bull Racing this year.
Oof.
A much like kind of like glossy blue.
Mm-hmm.
I think this looks great. I love this look.
I really like it. I love the lighter shade of blue on top because we've had that same matte blue car for however many years now.
Yeah.
I really like the glossy blue. It's also kind of like it's not camouflage, but it's like sort of sublimated that like, at least on their team kit, it's that blue, but then it has this like Red Bull word mark that kind of looks like camouflage from a distance. It kind of looks like a digital camouflage. So that's kind of like flushed in there too, which I'm not sure you can see great in this picture. But I mean, the parts are mainly the same. The big sponsors are mainly the same. They're using a different, like a retro numbering. But the yellow, the bull with the sun on the nose and the airbox is still there, as it should be. They're doing that on the Racing Bulls car as well, which is largely the same as it was last year in terms of livery.
But yeah, I dig this a lot. I think it's the best one we've gotten so far because we've gotten Racing Bulls. We had the Haas one come out this week, which was I like. It's if not, it's white. The worst was the Audi livery that we got. That thing looks ugly. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't like that one. I like the team kit at Audi, the black race suit and the sort of stealth like gray for the apparel that's like the shirts and polos, and they're Adidas, so they've really blended the three stripes in there in the same way that like Mercedes kind of started to do that last season. But I think tomorrow we're getting the McLaren, and it really doesn't matter because it's going to be ugly whatever they pick.
Correct.
Yeah, the Alpine looks largely the same, I think, in the photos I've seen of it. We don't know what the Ferrari's going to look like yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Alpine. I haven't seen the Alpine yet.
Somebody posted a video of their like testing at Silverstone today. It's largely the same. It's pink and blue. So
yeah. So yeah. I'm curious what Ferrari's gonna look like because they're speaking of team kits. Their team kits this year are the ugliest things I've ever seen in my life. Thank goodness I got last year's Lewis hat, not this year's, because this year's merch is so ugly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the hats are especially, they look like somebody left them out in the sun for too long and they kind of got like bleached.
Yes, exactly.
Like, it's okay. I get what they're going for with like the gradient thing, but the Ferrari team kit is going to be interesting. I just am hopeful that they will not have the blue HP logo this year because hopefully they heard the outcry.
They're keeping it in. Yeah, no, there's no chance. That's an HP thing. They're paying a lot of money for that and their branding is blue. So,
but just, you don't need it. You're still HP, even if you make it blend with the car.
Right. I pulled up the F1 merch page. I want to show you this because this is quite something. Look at this. What is happening with that picture?
His name is Renata Bliss, and he's your freestyle dance instructor. I was visually assaulted at the airport in Washington, D.C. We're walking through. We're looking to go find some food. And I looked to my left at, like, I don't even remember what store it was. It was, like, one of those menswear stores, like Hugo Boss or whatever it was. And there's freaking Lando Norris on an advertisement. I'm like, I don't want you here.
Go away.
So awful. Like the biggest thing that you can get jump scared by in public is a giant advertisement of Lando Norris. You're like, oh no.
Oh, they don't have the 2026 Ferrari merch up yet. Dang, I was going to pull a picture so the people could see it, but the people just have to trust us that it's ugly. I am also, the other one I'm looking forward to is Cadillac. I saw a little bit of a leak come out from them from like a garage on maybe a filming day or something, and it looked to be white. So we might be getting a white Cadillac livery. So I'm curious to see
I liked that big logo that they did on the airbox for the shakedown livery. Yeah. If they go with that, I think that could be really cool. Yeah. But I'm
they do a good job.
A little bit of the gold in there, maybe from their like emblem from the badge, the Cadillac badge. I'm hoping they get some gold in there and like maybe just touches of other colors. But
they do a good job in their other series. Like I like their look in WEC. It's kind of like that. It does have a little bit of that gold look to it. And then their IMSA stuff is always, I like their IMSA look too, but a lot of that is sponsor based. So yeah, that's coming out on Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday, we're gonna get the first. I'm curious how they're gonna do this. Like, did they buy a spot to air during the Super Bowl? Like, did they spend $20 million to air a Cadillac F1 commercial to reveal their livery? That would be crazy.
I'm hoping maybe they got a good deal because they're very much leaning into being like America's F1 team, even though we also have Haas. But
yeah,
okay. I don't know. I hope they do well. I like their driver lineup. I think it'll be cool to have them on the grid. So.
Yeah. I sent you a TikTok on the Boxed app, which is great. Which I'm surprised neither of us have actually. We should sign up for that this season. But they have they created a F1 bingo that you can make for this season.
That's fun.
You can go and fill out the spaces for yourself.
We should for sure do that.
I think we have to. It will keep us interested because in case both of our teams are crap this year, and I'm not expecting anything from Ferrari, so.
I think we'll be okay, but I don't know. Let's see. Box F1 bingo.
Yeah, we'll find out soon enough because the cars are going to hit the track later this month in a private test, and then we get actual testing in the middle of February, I think, at Bahrain. So that is coming up. That is coming up shortly.
How many squares can we put different forms of engine failure for? Because that's going to happen.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's gonna happen. That's almost a free space.
Especially with the new regulations. I think that's why they're closing off the tests next week and they're not letting any, because everybody knows that it's going to be there's going to be some issues. So anyway, yeah, there's that. Something else. What else do I have here? You said you were watching the Rams and Bears game. Here's what I like to say about that game. It was on a Sunday, and it was our first show back for Speed Freaks for the season, and so I was prepping for the show while the game was on, and so the game is in the fourth quarter at the very end of the game, and that's when we're doing our audio test, and we're super locked in for the show. So I have the game up on my laptop 10 minutes before we go to air. And that's when Caleb Williams throws that just unreal touchdown. I kid you not, I shit my pants at that point in time. I couldn't believe it. Thank goodness we actually weren't on air when that happened, because that would have been really bad. But
none of us could believe it. We were like, what just happened? Yeah. How is he that unguarded, the wide receiver? And number two, how the hell did he do? He ran back 25 yards to throw the ball.
Yeah.
It was what?
Yeah. When he did that, I thought, oh, game's over. We got him. He's running backwards. He's running backwards 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Game over. Good night. This thing is dead and dusted. And then all of a sudden, Cole Kmet, I think, caught the touchdown. He came and he managed to get himself open somehow, and the throw was on a dime. Oh my God. Just unreal. But anyway, it didn't matter because the Rams ended up winning it overtime. Thank goodness. That did happen. When they actually won the game, that actually did happen while we were on air. So that was fun. So I was like, happened at like 8:08, and like Kenny comes to me and is like, hey, Richie's wearing his Rams gear tonight, and like they come to me, and I end up doing like play-by-play, and I was like, oh, and that's incomplete, and the Rams will have a chance to kick to win the game. So I had to subdue my celebration when they kicked the field goal and won the game because we were on the air. So hopefully that doesn't happen again this weekend. I have a feeling it very well could be because the game is going to be really close again between the Rams and Seahawks in the NFC title game. And so please,
We'll
please.
see. I don't know.
Wrap up.
The Seahawks did something crazy against the 49ers.
Wrap
I've
up the
never
game
seen
before
that.
8 o'clock p.m.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking.
I would have been happy for the Bears had they won because I think they have just misery in their previous history, and their fans were out there in such a cold night making so much noise for them, and I feel bad for them, but I'm happy for you guys and your team. But
future Indiana Bears, maybe.
I don't do that, guys. Don't. It's not that we don't want them, but don't do that. It would be bad for the team.
Stupid.
There's nothing like the atmosphere of that. Like Soldier Field finally gets a playoff game in God knows how many years. And there's nothing like that. That's back to your point about you're the number one defender of dome stadiums.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get that atmosphere. My camera's doing this again. You don't get that atmosphere from Chicago on a January night
in a dome. Yeah.
In a dome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Correct. That's true. What happened? Yeah, your camera's jazzing out on us again.
Yeah, I can't make it come back. I don't know.
That's fine. You're
fine.
blurry.
I know,
it's
but
all right.
it's stuck blurry.
it's
last time when it was stuck blurry, I unplugged it and it fixed itself. It hates me. I'm so sick of this. I don't know what's happening.
Crash out. We're having a crash out here.
We're not having a crash out. It's just not connected. Oh hell. There it is.
Oh, you're back. There we go. Oh,
it's gone. Yeah, it's gone again. Damn, bro. I can't.
Oh dear Lord! If it's not my internet, it is your camera. We can't get through a show without having something happen.
3 times it's been I'm just gonna put it on this one. Whatever.
There we go.
It doesn't need to be a good camera. I'm just on it.
No.
Whatever.
All right, we're back. I can see you now.
Yeah, it's terrible. Like whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll survive. Yeah, so
this is the point where you guys switch over and go listen to us all on audio, so you don't have to look at whatever this is. Look how washed out it is. It's so like the color.
Yeah, it's fine. It's better. It's better than my webcam on my laptop, which is from like, I swear, is like 480p from like 1993. But it is what it is. Okay, we can get kind of wrapped up here. There's one more. There's other things I need to mention. Anyway, NFC Championship game this weekend. Going to be a great game. Drake May is going to take on Jared Stidham, former New England Patriot, for a chance to go to the Super Bowl, which is crazy. So good. So we might actually get a Drake May versus Matthew Stafford Super Bowl, which would be wild.
Yeah, I don't know.
And a third Rams Patriots Super Bowl, which would be weird. Did not go well for the Rams the first 2 times, but no Brady, no Belichick this time. So,
yeah. I don't know. I'm happy we made it this far. This season has been crazy compared to how it's been the past couple. Is like just start winning a couple games. You're like, I don't know, we might be good. And then at some point you're like, oh, we're actually good.
Yeah. All right. I want to look this up out of general curiosity. Was Mike Vrabel on the Patriots at that time? He was. Mike Vrabel. That was Mike Vrabel's first season with the Patriots, was that 2001 season. So how crazy would that be? Kind of funny is that Mike Vrabel, who won the Super Bowl playing against the then St. Louis Rams, 24 years later, I guess, 24 years later is the head coach of the Patriots if they play the Rams. But again, I'm looking ahead. What am I doing? I'm not going to say anything more.
You're
I don't want
counting
to
your
jinx
chickens,
anything.
brother.
I don't want to jinx anything.
Counted.
No, the chickens are not being the chickens are not being
The chickens
counted.
are being counted prior to the hatching.
No chickens. No chickens. No.
Chicken.
No, the only chickens will be the sea chickens.
Sea chickens. Okay.
The sea chickens.
I'm gonna make some chicken nuggets after this. So like,
Ooh, chicken nuggies.
Chicken nuggets in the air fryer.
Hey, that sounds delicious. Anyway, so there's that. There's one other thing. Can I book talk real quick? Even though it's not book. I'm gonna shout this out because I think it deserves to be shouted out. So, did you know that the comic book industry just doesn't involve superheroes?
Well, I know there's like graphic novels, but
yeah, there's a lot more other stories to be told in comic form. So I wanted to shout this series out. It is called Assorted Crisis Events.
Okay.
It is written by Dennis Camp. And the artwork, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but anyway, this book is awesome. It's legit like one of my favorite. I honestly think this is the best comic book on the market right now from Image. And I read the last 2 issues, and it's really hard to describe what it is because it is so out there and strange. But it is like the first issue I read of this was issue 6, and I read it. And I just sat there for 15 minutes afterwards, like thinking about it, because I was like, "Oh, well, you can do that in the comics nowadays." Anyway, so yeah, if anybody out there is interested in reading something that is really fascinating, really unique, and will make you think, you can buy the trade paperback of the first 5 issues, which is out, which I haven't had a chance to read. So I ordered it from my local store, so I'll be getting it soon. But this is issue 7. So go read that. Check it out if you can. Highly recommend. Yeah.
What's the premise? Is that do you know?
It's like
only read one issue, but
no, yeah, I've read 2. It's really hard to explain because it's like it's an anthology. So it's not following the same story each week. It's every story is self-contained.
Is the camera moving itself?
Here we go. This is okay. No, I'm not going to read that because that's the. Okay. Let me see if this reads it. I wasn't going to read the.
Don't give me any spoilers.
No. Okay, here we go. This is the log line for the show here, or the book. Assorted Crisis Events has been the work of years. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's that. Anyway, time has no bounds in this world, and readers will follow in the footsteps of normal people who are just trying to get through a normal day, but instead have to deal with time loops and space portals, confused time travelers from different eras, and alternate dimensional versions of themselves, all while just taking a stroll down the street. Meanwhile, the overarching story dives into what caused the rules of time to suddenly shift, and if it's possible to reverse the damage. That's what this is. And it is a new story each week, kind of focusing on somebody completely different, and it is terrific. So it's really good.
All right.
Yeah. It is in that way. It is very similar to like it mentions Black Mirror and Doctor Who, and I think those are fairly apt comparisons here. So yeah, highly recommend. Highly recommend.
All right. Good stuff.
We're not just Batman around these parts,
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're listening to this and you're just Batman, that's fine too.
Yeah. I love Batman. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Let's wrap it up with do you got some tracks of the week?
I do. I have been listening to, and I was just on my Spotify pulling them. I've been listening to I'll give you 2 of them and an album this week. Mm-hmm. So this track is called Mystic Woman. The artist is Ian Elliott. This came across my TikTok. He's got a little bit of a folky kind of Hoosier, but more like Pop Hoosier. Mount Joy, Noah Khan, who's also dropping a new song relatively soon. Finally, thank you. That one is real good. There was another one. This artist is Slater with 3 Ys. She makes I think you've heard this song on TikTok. It's called Crank It. This is not the song that I liked, but it's the one that's like almost obscenely loud. So this artist has quite a few that are like, it's very like electronic dance pop, like nasty club girl music. I'm a big fan. This one came out. It's called Dance. And there's an album, I think, that goes along with that should be dropping soon. And then the album I wanted to shout out, the artist is Madison Beer, who is making Justin Herbert relevant at the moment. And this album is called Locket, and that came out January 16th, so a week ago. And there's some good stuff on there. I've been diving in and enjoying that one, and there's kind of some different stuff. It's a little bit all over the place. There's some different speeds and tempos and sounds and things like that on this record, but that's all good stuff. She's touring. She's not coming to Indianapolis, but she's touring.
Right. Noah Khan is dropping his new single a week from when you guys see this on Friday, which is awesome. Excited for that. It's been what, 2 years, 3 years, 2.5 years since his last record.
Yeah, and we have 56 versions of Stick Season since.
Yeah, exactly. I will shout out one record that came out a couple months ago, but I got reintroduced to her recently because she had a song many years ago called No Roots, Alice Merton, and it's No Roots is a great song, but she has a new record out, newish record, came out in September, called Visions from Alice Merton. They were playing her on Alt Nation not too long ago. I was like, oh dang, she's pretty good. I like her a lot. So go check out her record, Visions, the album from Alice Merton. Good stuff.
All right.
Yeah, what is this one from? Why did I play this one? I don't remember this one. Why did I add that to my thing? No idea why. That's weird.
Who knows?
Nobody knows. It's a mystery.
Yep.
All right, everybody. That's going to do it for this show. Hopefully when we talk to you next week, we'll be talking about a success of another football team.
Sure. Or like a handful of them. Like 2 is probably good.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. Hey, enjoy the snow this weekend. Hopefully won't be snowed in.
I won't, man. I just went and got some groceries, but I think I have to go get different groceries that are like shelf stable just in case there's like snow and ice and we lose power. Yeah. But it should be fine, right? Like if it's cold enough, I can just go stick stuff out in the snow and keep it cold. It's like the freezer.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's the freezer outside.
Yeah. Just go put a bunch of Tupperware on your porch and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Just like get a nice chilled glass. Just go put it in the snow for like 5 minutes. I really hope we don't get as much as we're forecasted to get, because if we get like a foot, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Speaking of assorted crisis events, I feel like I keep seeing all those stories about how the entire like southern part of the United States is like getting like this ridiculous level weather event coming this weekend.
It's gonna be like a massive ice storm, and it was supposed to hit the south really heavy, and just today that prediction moved north, and we're like, please stop moving north.
Right.
Please.
Right.
We'll see. I don't know. It's still far enough out from it, I think, and it's not expected to kind of come in until Saturday night.
Yeah.
It's still far enough out that we might stand a chance that the projection can move the other way. But if it's like 4 or less than 4, hopefully, inches of snow, like it'll be okay. But if we get an accumulated foot, that's going to stop everybody doing everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just be hanging outside in my t-shirt and shorts this weekend.
We'll see. Maybe it'll be cold where you are too, and then you can experience a taste of it. An Indiana flavored weather event.
I got my fill last year around this time when we went when you went to Vatican. That was, you had enough of me complaining over that course of that, 48 hours.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Whatever.
I was like, it's gonna be cold. Just pack a warmer jacket. You're like, I don't have one. I live in Arizona. Okay, fair enough.
That was rough, but. All right,
I think I recall being in a t-shirt for that event at one point.
Probably. I mean, we were inside for the most part, so it wasn't, we weren't going outside that often. Luckily.
We made it. Nobody died. Nobody froze.
No, yeah, we survived. Yeah. We survived. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this show. We'll talk to you again next week. Jordan will have her voice back up to 100%, hopefully, after drinking all the chamomile tea in the world. Nice, maybe having some lozenges along the way. I wouldn't know. I can't remember the last time I lost my voice during an event. So, all right, I need to shut up. Follow us at OHOBC Pod, wherever you find your podcast and such. Go Hoosiers! Congratulations to IU on their first ever college football national championship. And then we'll talk to you next week, everybody. See you later. Bye.